It's Easter 2012. We're buying eggs. We're hiding them in the garden. We're telling the children that the eggs are there if we hunt for them. We are then eating the eggs. This is symbolic behaviour. We're aware of that. It has a meaning. It's a symbolic act. Repetitive behaviour brings conformity to that behaviour. Did your parents hide eggs? Did your parents buy you eggs and have you eat them? Did their parents buy them eggs and have them eat them? Did they hide them? Did they paint them? Did they have a toy rabbit in the house? What about the generation before? Or the generation before that? Ever ask yourself why we do this? Now we assume it's something to do with religion. Easter Sunday, we go to church and we celebrate the rebirth. But the rebirth of whom exactly? Well, we assume Jesus. But let's look a little bit into the history of Easter. Now, the earliest mention of Easter eggs were the Assyrians and the Babylonians, who worshipped Easter on the first Sunday after the vernal equinox. What was Easter? Or rather, who was Easter? Easter was the rebirth of the Queen of Heaven. The Queen of Heaven came down to earth in a large egg. When the egg broke open, reborn, reincarnated, was Easter, the goddess of fertility and sex. To prove her divinity to those who witnessed her descending, she turned a bird into a rabbit that laid eggs. The rabbit would then scuttle off into the undergrowth. Who knows where she may lay her wondrous and symbolic eggs? Maybe because the adults are performing and witnessing the miracles, send the children off to hunt for the eggs. This Babylonian ceremony and worshipping of Easter was taken on by the pagans of what is now England. And what did they do? Well, on the first Sunday after the vernal equinox each year, they would perform the Easter ceremony, which consisted of an act called sacred prostitution. One of the chosen flock would be impregnated on the altar of Easter as a celebration of fertility and rebirth. The following year, that baby, now 3 months old, would be sacrificed upon the same altar, spilling the blood which would be collected. And when the children return with the eggs collected from the undergrowth that had previously been hidden by an elder, they would paint the eggs with the blood of the sacrifice. So why do we act out this strange symbolic behaviour? Is it because we feel it's good for our children? Do you think it was good for you when you were a child? Do you think your great, great, great grandparents thought about the symbolism of child sacrifice celebrated on the first Sunday after the vernal equinox? Happy Easter.